Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good, YouTube? Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Tank be chopping, and we back with another haircut tutorial. All right, guys. What we're gonna be doing on this cut is we're gonna be doing like a mid to high fade. And I say mid to high fade because it looks like we're doing a mid fade, but I'm actually gonna stretch this blend out a lot. You know what I'm saying? I did trim the top a little bit previously, but I didn't record that. My bad. But nonetheless, man, we're gonna be doing a high fade, comb over, and then add some enhancements, line them up. You know, all that good stuff. But jumping straight into this haircut, as you can see, I am taking my black FX1 trimmer, and I'm going ahead and I'm balding out my client. As you can see, I'm punching in the line, and then I'm coming up and taking off all that hair below it, getting all of this hair down to that length, and then I'm gonna follow this up with the shaver. Make sure that we get this nice and bald, you know what I'm saying? 99% of my clientele when I do a fade, you know what I'm saying, it's a skin fade. You know, we're going all the way down to the razor. And me personally, this razor right here from Babyliss, the FX1 razors or the FX1 shavers are my favorite shavers. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my favorite one right here. It's my go-to shaver. I use this over any other shaver that I have. But nonetheless, as you can see, we're knocking down that hair to that bald length, you know, that shaver length. That way the haircut can last longer, and in my opinion, it looks cleaner. You know what I'm saying? That's just me though. You know what I'm saying? To each his own, but like I said, I think it lasts the client longer and it looks a lot cleaner. So that's why I like doing it on all of my clients. But now we're gonna go ahead and start fading. As you can see, I'm taking my Low Pro FX1 lever all the way open. I was gonna say klepper. Lever all the way open, setting in the guideline all the way around the head, and we're coming up about an inch. You know what I'm saying? So we're coming up a good amount. Like I said, we are gonna stretch this blend, give a nice stretch blend, but we still gonna make sure that it looks right. So once that lever open section is in there, I'm going in with my one guard, lever all the way open, set it in another section. And I like to set in my first couple of guidelines all the way around my client's head, and then I break it down into the sections. So after this guideline is set in, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start blending one side at a time. But as you can see, we just matching both sides of my client's head to the back. Make sure that it's all, you know, it's all pretty even. It don't have to be the straightest of lines, but you want a pretty straight line. But now that that is done, I'm actually going in with my number 2 guard, lever open. And the reason why I'm doing this is, like I said, he combs it over. He does not get the part, but he likes it short, almost all the way to the part. So that's why we're doing it this way: 2 open and then 2 closed. And then I'm sorry, that was my 3 open and then 3 closed, my bad. And then here is my 2 guard closed. And we're just blending into that number 3 guard that we just previously did. And as you can see, we're using that fade down technique right here. And here is my 1.5 guard. And I'm just gonna adjust my lever a little bit as needed to get this blend to look right. And then now I'm going in with my half guard. So I'm going in with my half guard lever open first. And the reason why I'm doing this is because your half guard lever open is basically a number 1 guard, right? So I don't need to use that number 1 guard again. Well, I guess I can, but you know, doing it this way, it just moves, it helps me move a little faster. So I'm going in, trying to erase that line, and then I'm gonna adjust my lever closed little by little, working that bottom line in that section. And as you can see, I'm gonna be really consistent with what I'm doing, really efficient, making sure that I get this line nice and blended out. And then once that is done, I'm gonna go back in with my 1 guard lever open, and I'm basically doing some detail work now. As y'all can see, most of the top part, except for my initial bald guideline, is blended. Now there are some dark areas, there are some discrepancies, and that's basically why I say I'm going back in and detailing. So this is basically me just doing some detail work, retracing some of my steps, making sure that this blend looks right before I start to take out that bottom line. And the reason why I like to do that is I just feel that it helps me see the fade a little better. So now we reverted back to that half guard, adjusting our lever as needed. And you can go in lever open, closed, halfway, whatever you feel is necessary. And once you get that situated, then I like to go and work my bottom line. So I'm going in with my lever halfway open now, working my way halfway into this section, and then I'm gonna adjust my lever closed little by little. Or really, I'm just gonna adjust my lever as needed. You know, so I may open it if I see some discrepancies, but I'm gonna adjust my lever as needed. And the more I close it, the lower I work. So as you can see, my lever is, it was almost all the way closed, work that bottom line, and then I close it all the way, and I'm still staying at that bottom line. I'm not coming too high up into the blend. I want to see if I can get this line out this way first, and then I'm just gonna go back in and do some more lever play. And lever play is basically just adjusting your lever as needed. So if y'all hear me say lever play or adjusting my lever, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Lever play is just playing with that lever, opening it, closing it, halfway, 3/4, whatever you feel is necessary to get that part of the blend to look right. And as you can see, this is where I'm gonna really adjust my lever and really do a lot of lever play, because, you know what I'm saying, for me, this is the part that I feel is really, really important. That bottom part of the blend, you wanna make sure you transition that razor line all the way into the one, because that's where your eye tends to go. A lot of times people can't get that razor line out. So you gotta adjust that lever, get away all those dark spots. Make sure that part of the blend looks nice and blurry. But as you can see, it's coming together. I went back to my half guard and I went back to my clipper no guard, still just adjusting my lever. And I know y'all may think like, bro, this is a lot of steps for one haircut, but it's just the way I cut, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of barbers cut like this also, especially when they're in the shop moving. Like, not every haircut is just doing the steps and the haircut's done. You're gonna have to do a lot of detail work, especially when you have clients with different style of texture hair. Sometimes thicker hair is different to fade than thinner hair. But nonetheless, man, you're gonna have to go in and adjust your lever and do a lot of detail work. At least I feel that I have to. But anyways, man, as y'all saw me, I lined up my client. I used my Low Pro FX1 trimmer, and after I line up my client, I go back in and detail some more. And the reason why I like to line up my client before I detail is it helps me see the blend a little better. And I'll just go back in and basically use whatever guards I feel are necessary. So first I went in with my clipper no guard. Now here is my half guard, working my way up to some of these dark areas. And as you can see, that blend is really stretched, right? Like, y'all saw where I started the blend, and y'all see where the blend is at. And that's just, like I said, I like to give stretch blends. I'm not a fan of compressed fades, so I like to start my fade a little lower than normal and then stretch that blend out. And to me, I feel that gives a super blurry effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gives the client a nice blurry, buttery looking fade. And to me, that's the better types of fades, in my opinion. Once again, that's just my opinion. Some people may feel differently, but to each his own. You know, I know a lot of the younger generation and newer generation, they like them smaller compressed fades, but I try to talk them into this because, like I said, I feel that it looks better, and in my opinion, it lasts longer also. So as you can see, we did move on to the opposite side of my client's head, and we're basically doing the same exact steps. You know what I'm saying? We're just blending into the longer hair on top, but still doing the same steps, still following the same blueprint. And since we are doing a high fade, I basically just faded, or what's the word I'm looking for, floated my clipper up in a way when I was using my bigger guard. So when I use my 3 guard and my 2 guard, I was doing a lot of floating and flicking. That way it can blend into this longer hair on top. But as y'all can see, man, this side of the blend is coming together nicely. Here is my 1 guard now, just doing some detail work towards the top of that blend. And once again, this side is stretched also. You know, you got to do the same thing to both sides of the cut. So now we're getting out that razor line with the trimmer. And once that is done, I'm gonna take my Low Pro FX1 trimmers once again, go ahead and line up this side of my client's head. Remember guys, if you want to purchase any of these tools, I believe fwbarbersupply.com still has these on their website. You can check them out, fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10. Save yourself a little bit of money, you know what I'm saying? But now that the lineup is there and the blend is there, we're adding a little bit of enhancements. I know I need a new enhancement card, man. Don't call me out on that. But check it out, man. We add a little bit of enhancements, and now we're hitting up my client with that razor, getting those lines nice and super sharp, and really get this haircut and this lineup to pop even more. But check it out, man. This is how my boy came into the shop looking. This is his before look, you know, before I cleaned him up, and this is the finished product. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut in the comment section. If y'all like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if y'all new to my channel, make sure and subscribe one time for your boy. Remember guys, if you're in the Houston, Texas area and want a haircut from your boy, you can go to my website, takebechopping.com. You can book there. If you want me to record it for YouTube, make sure to put that in the comment section and we'll try to do that. But nonetheless, man, let me know what y'all think about this cut. I know y'all gonna come at me for killing his crown, but that's how he likes it. He likes it high in the back. He don't want no hair sticking out. So that's why I did it like that. I want to make sure I say that because I know y'all probably gonna come at me in the comments, but it's all good, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, man, that's basically it for this video. Remember guys, if y'all want any discount on these tools, go to fwbarbersupply.com, discount code TANK10, and that's basically it, YouTube. I appreciate it.